Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to Cup of Cheer. On this, the fourth Sunday of Advent, and this year it's also Christmas Eve. The other night when we were reading our Advent devotionals, there was an idea that came across that was really fascinating to me, and I wanted to share it with you. And it's going to start off kind of lousy, but I promise it's going in a good direction. Have you ever wanted to tell someone some really great news in your life, and somehow by the end of that conversation, they've made you feel really upset about it? There's this way that somehow, even with the greatest of news, on this side of heaven, we can find ways to make most great news really sad. Or pretty much any kind of great news will eventually have an expiration date. Just like when, let's say, you've had a dream your whole life. Maybe it's to go on stage and be the opening act for your favorite artist. And you get that dream. And that dream is amazing when you first get it. But the thing is, it's only amazing for a short time. That news, that great event, it wears off. It loses some of its luster, whether that's because the adrenaline wore off, or whether that's because there seems to be greater things to come, or maybe it's because you can never relive that glory again in your own heart. Or maybe it's because someone somehow found a way to turn it into something lousy. From my own experience, I do this to myself a lot. On some of my best days when, like today for instance, I was actually able to drive in my neighborhood to go light looking. I drove, not my mom, not my dad, and my mom was actually able to be the passenger for once. And it was amazing. But here's what my brain was trying to argue with me about. It was trying to remind me how just a couple weeks ago, I couldn't even ride around with someone else driving to go light looking without feeling nauseous later, because that's the way my nerves are. Now, thankfully, God gave me a heart to see that that's actually a blessing and not a bad thing, but some nights, that really messes with me. The idea that even a good day will be followed by a shoe dropping the next day, or a really bad day coming up, maybe even a bad hour coming up, that's really hard to take. But here's the good news. See, I told you there was a good part to this. The good news of Christmas, it didn't end, and it doesn't end. There's not an expiration date on the gift of Christmas. There's not an expiration date on the fact that Christ came, and he did so out of his immense love for his children. He did so out of his immense love for us. Christ died, and Christ rose again for us as our sacrifice and our salvation. There's no end to that gift. There's no luster that's going to wear off of it. I'm 38 and it's still really shiny. And I'm still seeing parts to this story that are fresh every year, and I don't understand how that's possible with how much I love Christmas and I love the birth story. But it's true. Every year I found something that I didn't really see before, or recognize before, or think about before. And that's pretty mind-blowing to me. I know for some of y'all watching this, 38 still might seem very young, but for me it feels like it's, at least a few years old. And for others of you watching, I might feel ancient. Who knows? But I felt so much hope in that part of the devotional the other night. And when I thought about what I wanted to talk about on Christmas Eve, is that I pray that the hope of Christmas, the joy of Christmas, no matter what else might be taking your attention, no matter what else might be trying to tell you that there is no more good, no matter what else might be telling you that there is no hope, I pray that you will know and feel the true joy and hope that the real gift of Christmas brings. And that this will be a reminder that there is no expiration date on that. From me and mine to you and yours, a very Merry Christmas and a cup of good cheer. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.